Alright, so I'm just going to take a quick look at these pop-up parades. Quick warning, I'm not going to open these. I just have these on the shelf. And I just want to take a look at the boxes and stuff. This one's a much newer one. This one's a bit older of a one at this point. And so I just wanted to take a quick look at them and just go over the product line more than anything. And I do like Shinobu a lot. I already have my favorite Shinobu is the Aniplex one that I have already, so that one's already opened up on my display case. So sorry if you came here for unboxing or something. So straight off the bat, one of the things I like about the pop-up parades is how their boxes are very, very symmetrical, same shape and style. So that way you can have a row of them, and I think that would look really cool. I only have these two for right now, and you could see that even one's older than the other just by the Good Smile logo. It's slightly changed. This one's a bit cleaner, but I mean, I'm colorblind, so I could barely even see that. But there is, so that way you can know there's variations in the boxes. But with Good Smile, they made this pop-up parade line to pretty much replace a lottery figure, prize figure, like the kind of figures you would win in like those crane games in Japan and stuff. And if you're getting new into figures, that's something that like you really don't get or understand, like what's a lottery figure, prize figure, and that's pretty much what the more smaller figures that are not to scale typically. But the one thing I do like about the pop-ups is they're supposed to fit in that kind of category, even though they're a bit better quality-wise. And their bases, they're like a hex shape, whatever, hexamal, not hexadecimal. I've been programming all day. In a hexagonal shape, if that's the right word. Shoot, I'm confusing myself now. Anyways, they're in that kind of shape, so that way you can kind of match the different bases together, which I really like because I've always wanted them to have a like universal like peg system or something, so that way you can put figures all together or rearrange them a little bit so that way they can fit nicely and have a nice neat like lineup of them like on a shelf. I always thought that would be so freaking cool, but no one's ever done it. Kind of annoying. Anyways, and one thing I didn't notice is that these boxes, they appear to be the same color and then the same backing. So, like, if you had these in a row in a box still, they would look really freaking nice. But the bad thing about is, since they're all this plastic, is it does scuff up. So you don't want to be rubbing them too much or getting them near other stuff. But I mean, it does make them look a lot cleaner, though, when they're fully clear. Like, this whole clear, look gives it a nice, more premium feel, and then a more cohesive, consistent form, and I really do like that. I mean, if I could only collect like one style of figure, that would make me want to get to the pop-ups, And then on top of that, they're really freaking good price. I guess the Shinobu's been sitting on the shelf for a while. You can see the back piece of paper is starting to warp up, maybe because of the heat from being on the top of the shelf. I don't think there's anything on the bottom. No, it's just the same little gradient art little thing. So yeah, I only have these two though, the Inosuke and Shinobu. I don't have any more of them. But yeah, and then of course the little plastic in there, that's normal. That's just to prevent paint transfer when they put them in there to prevent from getting them dirty, I guess, or something. So I mean, there's not too much craziness going on with pop-ups, but I they're a really nice set, and I kind of wish when I started collecting they had this style of set instead of, because I've been buying figures from like Furyu or whatever, Taito, Sega, what are the ones I have on the back shelf? Or like when I get some of the model kits and stuff, those all have different styles of bases or don't even have bases. My Figmas, my Nendroids, those again are two different completely styles. My SH Figure Arts, the Bandai little mini ones that are kind of like the Nendroid. So like they're all different, styles and figure brands. And then there's like other prize crane game and people have gifted me figures as well. So they're all different shapes, styles, sizes, different animes, games. So I have a variety of it, and so having this, and then if I was super trying to get like the same consistency for everything, that would have been really nice to have something like this. But anyways, thinking of what other things that's special about them is, I really can't think of much more. But besides that, the price is freaking great for what you get. They're starting to get much more easier to get. I know there was a minute where people were reselling them, which was kind of crazy. at a like ridiculous price because people wanted to complete a set. Like there was a Nico Para of the pop up parades in general, and I remember they sold them for like $40. I think that's how much they're supposed to be, like about $40 um, around this time, and people were buying them, and then they sold out, and everybody wanted to finish the set, so then they were selling each one individually for like $100 or something ridiculous like that. And then so it turned a small set, easy set to get a hold of, into a super expensive. But luckily, Good Smile came back and re-released them all. And so if you didn't have the ones you were missing, or if you didn't have the set already, you can go and then complete your set, which made it really nice. Whereas if if you missed out and you bought them all when they were super high expensive, then it really sucks. And but luckily, Good Smile's been pretty nice, and they've been doing a good amount of re-releases, which is really good. So that way, if you didn't have the first chance to get it, or if you didn't have the money for it, or if you weren't into it at the time, you can now go back and then try to backtrack and get those other ones. But they do sell out. There is a couple of them that do sell out, even on the re-releases and stuff. So it's always good to keep an eye out for whatever character you like or whatever anime you like, or if you want to complete a set. It makes it a little bit easier to pop up since they're really really well priced, well designed, sculpted figures. Oh, you know what? Let me give you guys a close shot before I forget. Like for example with the Inosuke, like the little tufts on his fur and on his mask, they're really nice. And the forward look of his eyes actually look pretty decent, but then when you look at him from the side, they look derpy as heck. So I think that's a pretty good, whoever sculpted and painted the eyes, designed. They did a really good job to capture his wild, crazy, derpy eye look, which is great. His Inichirian swords, they have the little cutouts, and it's a nice metallic color to them. Um, his body is all one color. There's not any gradients or shading at all, I believe, in that. But the sculpting as well, there's not hardly any. I think the seam lines are in his shoulder blades, from what it looks like to me. So it's a very good way to hide them. And then it's a good amount of detail overall with him. And then let me grab Shinobu. So and then Shinobu, her colors, you can see her colors are really good. And then that like little gemstone looking on the bottom, those are nicely well painted, nice clean lines. Sometimes with the lottery figure, the mold lines might be a bit more harsh. The hair, yeah, the hair on lottery price figures wouldn't be as clean sometimes as that. The eyes and everything, I think, should be fine. As her nails painted, I can't tell; it's too small. Uh, focus, focus. There you go. You can see her belt has that little bit of paint on there as well to capture her metal from the belt. So that's a small detail. So for them to add that in there, it's really good. Her little like leg warmer things are very clean black lines on there. So I mean, you could see that it's a very good quality, nice looking, nicely sculpted. I mean, it's not super super dynamic or super crazy. Inosuke is a little bit more dynamic and crazy looking, but it's still really cool. You know, within its little boundaries of the sizing and whatnot. They both look great. I mean, it captures his craziness. Really nice dynamic pose. Shinobu has the bit more calm, more easy looking, um, much more subtle pose. But I mean, that fits the character, which is really good. And I think I saw the Kill la Kill ones, and I think the Kill la Kill one I really, really want is the Mako, because I really liked her as a character. And again, it fit perfectly because the box sizing would be the same size, so it would fit really nice if I wanted to start a collection of pop-ups. But anyways, that's pretty much all I can think about at the moment for the pop-up parades. I think it's a great line, really good for people to start off with. Um, and I hope I mean, they've been making plenty of these. And there's a couple I saw recently that I know I really want to get for myself, and so I'm excited for those few that I saw. And so yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having mixed collection. I mean, my whole collection is mixed. I barely have any continuity with one figure brand. I just have a whole bunch everywhere, and they're all just mixed up, different styles and types, different art styles, and that's just because I'm always all over the place. And so yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a crazy diversity in the collection, which I think is great. So you can get the different perceptions and aspects and of way people see one media and transfer it into a figure, which is great. And so that's all I can think about at the moment. and whatever I could think about the pop-ups and what I could remember from what the whole reason for this line of figures was. Um, and I'm excited for whatever else they bring out for pop-ups. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And sorry I didn't open anything. This was just more of a random thought talking process of what the pop-ups are, in case anybody doesn't know or wants a little know a little bit more about it from what I can remember off the top of my head. And that's all I got for today. So thanks for watching.